Hi guys, welcome back to Tilla Fashion. On today's video I'm going to be showing you how I make this skirt. You guys, I know it's been a while. It's been a while since I posted, but I'm back now. I had a lot of personal stuff I was dealing with, but I'm back now and I'm going to be dropping videos more frequently. Alright you guys, so I'm using satin fabric for this skirt, and I'm using 2 yards of satin fabric for my size, which is about the size 8, and I divided the 2 yards into 2, so 1 yard for the front and 1 yard for the back. So what you're seeing here is 1 yard, and this 1 yard I'm going to fold in a triangular form like you've seen, so I could cut the skirt in a flare form. A full triangle would have been too full because I don't want the flare to be too full. That's why I dragged one side of the fabric past the triangle, and I'm just confirming to see if it's wide enough, long enough before I go ahead to trim off the excess. I took my waist measurement and divided by 4, and I added 1 inch seam allowance, and I placed that at the top of the fabric where it was wide enough for the waist, and I marked it out. So this is just the front piece I'm cutting out first because I want the back piece to have a zip, and I thought it would be confusing if I tried to cut both of them at the same time. So after marking out the waist, I went down by 7 inches for the hip, and I marked that out, and I'm going to take my hip measurement, take my hip measurement and divide it by 4, and I'm also going to add 1 inch seam allowance for that. So the SS after the marked point is the allowance, the 1 inch allowance. So you can see I even measured the fabric to be the exact size this skirt to be when I was folding it, because I was really trying to manage fabric because the 2 yards was looking like it won't be enough. So at this point I'm measuring the length. So the full length measurement is 25.5 inches. I added half an inch seam allowance, so that's 26. So I marked 26 inches from the waist down to the bottom at the side, and at the center front I brought it down by extra 1.5 inches, so that's 26 plus 1.5, 27.5 inches, because I didn't want the bottom of the skirt to be straight. I wanted it to have this curved form or curved shape, so that's why I added extra 1.5 to the center front. And you can see it kind of has this round circular end. So that's it for the front piece. Now I can go ahead to cut the back piece. So I'm going to fold my fabric again, the other 1 yard, in a triangular form, and then I'm going to place my front piece on it, leaving 1 inch for the zip allowance at the center back. So I'm going to make a facing for the front and the back pieces, so I could use that to turn in the raw edges of the top. So I'm just going to trace out the shape of the front piece on a new fabric and cut it out, and I'm going to make it 3.5 inches long. And I'm going to repeat the same thing for the back, but this time it's going to include the 1 inch for the zip allowance. One last thing I'm going to do is to mark where the zip is going to stay, so I don't end up fixing the zip on the other side of the back piece. So I'm just marking it on the center back. Now I can go ahead with sewing, and I'm going to join the front facing to the front piece at the top. After joining the facing to the main fabric front piece at the top, I'll just go ahead to notch the edges so it could relax a bit, and then I'll turn it over and top stitch and also join the 2 sides together. This is what I have after sewing, stitching the sides together, and I also went ahead to iron it. Now I can go ahead with the back piece. So I'm going to do the same thing for the back piece. So the facing, top stitch, but I'm not going to join the sides together. I'm going to do that after fixing the zip. So I'll be using an invisible zip for this. So one trick to making your invisible zip actually invisible after sewing is that you iron it before you sew it. So you iron it and you make sure that the teeth part of the zip is flat, so it doesn't like show too much after sewing. This is how I'm going to attach the zip to the fabric. I'm going to start from the facing part and sew up until the fabric. So I changed my sewing machine foot to an invisible zip foot, and now I'm just going to go ahead to attach the zip. So I sewed on one side of the zip, and now I'm sewing on the other side of the zip to the other side of the back piece. So this is how the zip is looking now. So now I'm just going to close up the rest of the zip allowance. To fold in the facing at the zip area, all you have to do is just turn it right side facing each other and then sew. And after sewing, you turn it back inside out. So I have my back piece now, and I also have my front piece. I'm just going to go ahead to then join them side by side. I remember that I took a seam allowance of 1 inch, so I'm joining by 1 inch on each side. After joining, this is what I have, and I also went ahead to iron it, and I also went ahead to fold in the bottom. We've come to the end of this tutorial. I hope you are able to gain 1 or 2 things from this video. If you did, please don't forget to hit the like button so this video can get recommended to other people. Hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of my videos. Share this video to someone that might find it helpful, and if you have any questions or suggestions, you can leave them in the comment section. I'm going to reply to them. Thank you, and I'm going to see you in my next video.